And welcome back, viewers and guests. It is that time again. It is Immersed TV. End of the year holiday season is upon us. And I'll tell you what, a couple big events in the books. And of course, unless you were sleeping under a rock or buried under 10 feet of snow like us here in Tahoe, the 2022 APP Tour announcement. So some big things happening. First of all, Paris race, 3,000 people applied, only 1,000 got in, and I'll tell you what, truly miraculous. What a spectacle to see all those different craft out on the water. And so it was a great segue, great lead in to the season for 2022. And joining me now on the show, the man himself, our CEO, Tristan Boxford from Portugal. Tristan, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Drew, how you doing?
Fabulous. Before we touch on the stops, the few events that did pop up in 2021 were like packed. Are they expecting those kind of numbers for 2022?
Yeah, we just did a taster event in Canary Wharf in September, and we had like 2 weeks notice and had 600 people on the water. So people are desperate to get in the water and active. We've seen a huge surge for the sport globally. All the cities are seeing this, and it's been kind of accredited by all these different things that have happened over around the world. So, I think we're looking at some pretty packed events in 2022, some really, really cool venues, some new venues and places we can take the sport to new heights.
Well, let's get right to it. The 2022 announcement, a couple of these stops took a bunch of us by surprise. So why don't you take us through it?
Well, we've been looking at the US market carefully. How are we going to approach it? And we've been talking for several years with Brandon Lindner over at the Santa Monica 360 Pier event. It's such a great event. It's such a great venue right at the heart of Los Angeles. And we thought, how can we bring the APP World Tour spin to it? How can we kind of really build it out and make it something special? So we came up with the idea of a peer-to-peer downwind race from Malibu Pier to Santa Monica Pier. There's a short course race for those who aren't quite as adventurous from Topanga down to Santa Monica. And then, of course, we got our World Tour sprints right under the pier. So, really fantastic venue. It's a full festival, basically, a Waterman festival. We got lifeguard competition, all that kind of stuff as well. So building on the great roots and foundations that they have and really bringing it to the world.
The home of lifeguarding in Santa Monica and one of the most iconic piers in all of the U.S., the Santa Monica Pier. That's going to be a good kickoff. And then from there, we head off.
Then we got a really, really cool European leg of the tour through August. So, anybody who's been to Europe in August will know it's kind of summer fever in Europe. Everybody breaks off from work. It's a great time to be there. And we've got events across Spain, London, and Switzerland as well. It's not a full World Tour event, but it's a prime event, so it'll be a great event. It kind of brings together this European Cup feel that we launched years ago. It kind of went into hibernation for a couple of years, but definitely reinvigorated for this year. We got a couple more venues coming to the table as well as prime events. So Europe is going to be a hot spot in the summer. Asia as well. We got our new event in Korea, which is a really big step for us. A fantastic venue in Busan, beautiful city right on the beach. So yeah, it's going to be a really exciting tour. It's a really inclusive experience as well. Everything from entry-level enthusiasts, SUP yoga, all the way through corporate challenges and all kinds of stuff through the events in 2022.
Tristan Boxford, ladies and gentlemen, the man. And now we're going to take it a different direction. All that great social media you're seeing out there, actually, she got the announcement out, and I'll tell you what, everybody's phone started beeping. Everybody was texting each other back and forth, talking about all the new stops. We have Holly on the phone with us. And Holly, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Drew. Hi, Tristan. How are you?
Well, a lot's happening. Hey, I want to, first of all, thank you for all the hard work you're putting in on the social media channels for the APP. Why don't you give us a little highlight of the Paris race?
The Paris race was amazing. It was great to see all the paddlers back together again. And there was 1,000 paddlers there, but a lot of them are from France. But the people that came from all over the world, there was people from New York, people from Asia, Russia, every continent there was people. And people that had traveled hours and hours and hours and spent so much money to get there for the race. It just really shows how much appetite there is for stand-up paddle, and it's so exciting to see. Yeah, Paris was the most romantic place, lovely place I've ever been. It lives up to all its big reputation, and I think the Notre Dame was the most special for me because there was obviously a big fire a couple of years ago, but it's still so beautiful, and in the cold winter weather as well, with all the fairy lights and Christmas trees, it was magical, Drew, magical.
Well, keep up the good work on the social media, and I know you're going to be announcing some of these great tour stops and enlightening us a little bit more on the 2022 tour, so thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Drew.
And now we're going to shift gears, go to some of the greatest personalities a man could ever be around, especially at the bar. Joining us now from Australia, locked in his basement. Well, I thought he was, and then he's out surfing, shockingly enough. We have Justin Holland, the host of Couch Surfing. Justin, how you doing, my Aussie friend?
Yeah, Drew, good to talk, mate. Yeah, doing great, mate. It's a beautiful day here. We're actually coming to you live from Snapper Rocks in Queensland this morning, where the waves are about 3 to 4 foot and just pumping. So the froth is well and truly on right now. I'm actually in the car park, as we can see, doing the live cross to you guys, but we've got to make it work, don't we, wherever we are in the world, and we've got to keep the froth alive and well. Pretty excited for 2022, mate. Some big news earlier coming from Tristan, so yeah.
Justin, looking really excited out there, brother. Hey, real quick, give us an update. What's coming up on Couch Surfing for 2022? What do we have to look forward to?
Oh, mate, there's just the froth factor is going to be next year. We've had these couple of years of just like build-ups and letdowns and build-ups and letdowns. So the froth has just been bottling for 2022. There's some major announcements coming from Tristan earlier. So we'll be talking a little bit about each location, some great new locations, really surprising locations actually. But I think, the world coming back together, being able to travel again, I think everyone's froth bottles are full to the brim, and it's time to let the lid off and start, frothing out. So couch surfing is all about frothing, finding out what's new in the sport, where we're heading, and next year is going to be big. So I'm pumped, fully frothed.
All right, bro. Well, I know you're pumped, and I know you're pumped to get back in the water, so grab your board and get out of here.
Thanks, Drew. Yeah.
See you, brother. And there it is, the man himself, high energy Justin Holland. He can be back in the water. I'm sure he'll post some stuff on social media for us all. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in to this edition of Immersed TV. Happy holidays to you. No matter where you are, we're super excited about 2022. I know you are too, and make sure you keep it tuned right here to appworldtour.com for all the upcoming information. You don't want to miss it. Happy holidays, everyone.